guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my first video on this channel. I've been really excited to upload this and finally get this content going. So I'm going to get on with it. Since you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in trying out Linux, or just going on fully installing it on your system. Excuse me. And today I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So we're going to need to download a couple of things. The first thing being is this right here. This is a program, Universal USB Installer. I'm going to show you where you can get that. And we're going to have to download the actual operating system, or OS. And we're also going to need a flash drive, because that's what we are going to install it off of onto the system. So I'm pretty sure if everybody who's kind of into computers knows what a flash drive is, but just in case you guys forgot, this is a flash drive. I would recommend getting one with about at least 8 gigabytes. I have one that's 8 gigabytes. I have one that's 32 gigabytes. I don't know, the 4 gigabyte ones don't really seem that helpful, but then again, it's up to you. So what we're going to do is you make sure you have your flash drive first. That's important because that's what you're going to boot the Linux OS off of. And we're going to download Universal USB Installer. Universal, go on Google, just type in, and this is where I got it. It's pendrivelinux.com/universal USB installer. First one right here. So click on it, and pendrivelinux.com. So this is pretty much a website that's pro Linux. They have pretty much helping you out a little bit. So it's got a little, I guess you could say a little screenshot right here showing what'll happen. So this is going to be right here. Download UI, Universal USB Installer. I'm not going to re-download because I've already downloaded it. So download that. Okay, some requirements. Okay, so with that being said, so once you download this, it's gonna be, we're gonna put it right here so you guys can see it. That's a Universal USB. So this is version 1.9.5.8. That's the file version. That's what it says. It's 1.03 megabytes. That is the size. Okay. So once we've done that, next we're gonna download the actual operating system. Now, don't worry. Just because we're downloading the operating system doesn't mean that it's gonna right away format over your computer and you won't have Windows anymore, because you're just downloading the file, you're not running it. So we're going to download the actual file, and it might take some time, but it will get done. So depending on how fast your computer is. So if you have a faster computer, it'll get done really fast. So what you should have done ahead of time is try to, if you're getting into Linux, just try to do some research about what are some user-friendly Linux distributors. That would be much, I don't want to say for newbies, but that would be more user-friendly to help benefit you, rather than you just jumping into something that you're not going to understand right away, like I did. I downloaded Manjaro, which is an Arch-based Linux, which is not really recommended for new users because it's Arch-based distros are more complicated. So I'm gonna post my top 3 user-friendly Linux distros in the description, but the one that I found to be most user-friendly is Ubuntu. This is Ubuntu 14.10. Now, before you download the actual file, you're going to want to check to see what size that you need. So, if you need 64-bit, 32-bit, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on your start. I'm assuming that you're on Windows because I really don't know how to do this off a Mac. Click on start. Then we're going to go to control panel. Then we're going to go to system and security by system. Click on system. So this is going to have the information of the actual system that you're on. So if you're on, I'm on a laptop, if you might be on a desktop, I'm not sure. So I'm using Windows 7 Home Premium. It's a 64-bit operating system, so I can download a 64-bit file or a 32-bit file. If your system type says 32-bit OS, then you most likely you're gonna have to download the 32-bit. So and then a bunch of other stuff, Toshiba support, blah blah blah. So that's the main thing right here, 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's irrelevant. So system type 64-bit operating system. So I can download the 64-bit type, which I already did. So now I'm going to show you where you can find it. So you can just type in Ubuntu on Google, and you go to the website. So this is Ubuntu's website, Ubuntu Linux's website. Bang it right over here. Download. Give that a click. Let's see here. Okay, Ubuntu desktop. I think this is where it is. Okay, so here we are. Download Ubuntu desktop, the latest version right here. Choose your flavor. So you could download the 32-bit or the 64-bit. So you would hit download. Now I got confused when I first did this because I thought I really had to pay. It's a donation. You don't have to. You could just set these all to 0, and you could just download it for free like this. See your contribution. Download. Okay. So you would save the file. It'll download, and I already have the file right here. So now I'm going to show you what you have to do when you have the file downloaded. It took me about 15 minutes to download. I think about 15 minutes. It varies depending on your specific system. So what we're going to do now that we have the actual operating system downloaded and we have Universal USB installer, we're going to take our flash drive and plug it into our computer. And we're gonna, once it's plugged in, we're gonna make sure that it's plugged in. We're gonna go to Start Computer. I don't know why, but for some reason the Ubuntu symbol is appearing on this. So, flash drive F. This is the F. This is the C drive. So we're gonna click on Universal USB installer. Blah blah blah. I agree. Select a Linux distribution from the drop down to put on your USB. So now you may not have downloaded Ubuntu like I'm using for the example right now. You may have downloaded like me Manjaro, so you would have to come down here and play Manjaro. You downloaded, something else. They pretty much have everything here. Ubuntu, all those different versions. Linux Mint. Fedora, Kali, whatever you pick. So, I downloaded Ubuntu, I am going to click Ubuntu. Step 2. Okay, so now we have to select the file. Excuse me. We're going to select the file now. So, mine is on my desktop. So, desktop, Ubuntu 14.10, 1.08 gigs. There it is. Now, okay, so don't click this box, show all drives. It says use with caution because you might format it actually onto the computer that you're on already, and you may not want to do that. You may want to use it on a different system. So don't just do this. Just hit this, select your USB flash drive, and mine flash drive is flash drive F. So there we go. We're going to format it onto the flash drive. Set a persistent file size or option. Okay, so once we format it onto, we're going to format it onto the flash drive. So once you do this, we're going to hit create. Universal USB is ready to perform the following actions on the F drive. Okay, so it's giving you a last warning to make sure that this is where you're going to format it. So hit yes. And now we're gonna wait. Oh, sorry guys, I accidentally got cut off by hitting the stop on my screen capture. So we're continuing here with the installation of Ubuntu onto the flash drive. Nothing has changed. It's just showing so things are just okay right here. Alright, so here's the progress. Like I said, this could vary on how long depending on your computer. So I think I'm gonna pause the video. It may freeze somewhere along the line of this. It may stop, and it may seem like it's frozen, but just give it a minute. Give it a couple minutes. It's most likely isn't, because it happened to me too. So I'm gonna pause it, and I'm gonna resume when it's finished. Okay, we are back. Alright, so once it's complete, it'll say installation done, process is complete, right over here. Now it is safe to close it out. That shouldn't be appearing there. That's odd. Hold on, let's see if we can get this out of here. Alright, we'll leave it there for now, because I'm in the middle of this video. Excuse me. Alright, so once it's done, this is the point where it is safe to take your flash drive out of your system, and if you're installing it on another laptop or another desktop or whatever you have, that's when you would take the flash drive and plug it into that system, and I will show you what the next steps are. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so after you've plugged your flash drive into your system, we're going to restart the computer, and on my Windows, you have to hit F12, because we have to go into the boot menu before we go into, to the operating system. So as we're reloading back, oh, there's me on my laptop. See, if you just mash F12 or whatever it is on your system, you'll go into the boot menu. So now I have the regular hard drive, which is this right here. I have the flash drive, which is the SanDisk Cruiser USB. Okay, that's a CD. No, that's not the CD. Oh, it is the CD. And then, okay, so we're gonna boot off of. So if you have whatever name flash drive you have, that's what will most likely come up right here. Mine is the SanDisk, so that's what we're gonna boot off of, the SanDisk. So we're gonna hit enter on that, and I'm gonna have this coming up. Try Ubuntu without installing. That's what we're gonna hit. Now it's loading up. And I'm doing this off my phone too. And voila, we have Linux. Keyboard, so these are some shortcuts. I guess this can't be. Alright, so I can't move this for some reason, even though there's an X there. Alright, so we have Firefox, Files, Alright, so if you finally chose to install it, you can install it right here. It's also going to be on the desktop. LibreOffice Writer, Software Center, Amazon, System Settings, and then Trash. So you can pretty much play around with it. You can search your computer for whatever. You can play around with it, see how you like it. If you finally choose to install, you have the option. So let's say you don't like it and you don't want to, you don't want to do it at all. So pretty much you could do is just shut your computer down. So go to, how do I do it on Ubuntu? Oh, here it is. Oops. No, I don't want to install. I'm doing it the old school way. Alright, so shut down. It's going to be powering down. Before you take out the flash drive, make sure that you're powered down. In this case I am. Turn it back on. Now just let it load up. Don't even hit the F12 button to go into the boot menu. It'll automatically boot you in whatever operating system you're already on.
You can ask Weezy how. I heard she fucked Puff like a week ago. But I still want the pussy though. I'ma smurder dance on the pussy hoe.